Hey, this is the BraxMan here with a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about how to build your Tayrel. With this build, it'll be used for general utility, so it can be used generally anywhere inside the game. We're going to be talking about his kit, a little bit about the artifacts in which are going to be put on, about his masteries and how they are helpful, and then we'll be showing them off inside of multiple places within the game. So with that, we are going to get into it. I'm going to pull up my Tayrel. I'm going to first pull up the skills, talk about his kit. So A1 is attacks one enemy 2 times. Each has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. So with this, we see that this skill is a 2-hit. And then we have a chance of placing a decreased attack. And that this is proportional to the defense that we put on the champion. So with it, we are looking for high accuracy because we are placing a decreased attack. And then this damage is proportional to defense. So we are going to generally want some high defense so that this attack does more damage. With the books, we're increasing the chance for placing that decreased attack, and we are increasing the amount of damage that this skill can provide. That is what the books do to help the skill. Next, we are going to move on to his A2, Seeing Steel. With it, we have an AoE, attacks all enemies. With it, we can do decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. If the target is under a decreased attack debuff, it will place a sleep debuff for 1 turn. Damage is also inflicted proportional to defense. So again, good accuracy. AoE, so with it we're going to probably want good crit rate so that we can hit and do damage to all champs, and the damage is proportional to defense. So good amount of defense. Now we're going to move on to A3, Preemptive Strike. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target turn meter by 50%. If this attack fully depletes the turn meter, it will place a stun debuff for 2 turns. Damage is proportional to defense. So they'll hit one enemy, decreasing that turn meter by 50%. If the attack fully depletes the turn meter, we get a chance to place a stun. There's a caveat to this. This skill is helpful against bosses by decreasing their turn meter, but realize bosses are not able to get stuns. That is part of their kit, and they're not capable of getting that stun. So this skill is not as great, but it does allow you to decrease that turn meter. Quite helpful with Spider, Dragon, allowing them to have you get a turn in before they get a chance to attack you. So with it, more books, increasing the damage and decreasing the cooldown. I forgot to mention, with this A2, does the same thing. We're increasing the chances of placing that decreased defense and getting more damage. Forgot to mention that. And now we're going to be moving on to his passive. With it, we have an ally defensive in all battles. This is very helpful when going through dungeons, allowing it so that the rest of your team can get more health and allow it so that they have more sustainability within the fight. This is a great skill for dungeons. And that also means he's generally good in dungeons as well. Can be used anywhere because it's in all battles. So it can be used in Clan Boss, Doom Tower, Arena, Campaign, anywhere. So next we're going to be talking about his artifacts. So first off, we have an accuracy banner. This allowing us to get the more accuracy. Generally, whatever stage or whatever portion of the game, we want high accuracy. Whatever stage of dungeon you're doing, times that by 10. So stage 20 of a dungeon, times that by 10. We want at least 200 accuracy to be successful in that stage. I love to at least add 20 more to whatever level. That way we are above to make sure we got a good solid punch and a good solid chance to place those debuffs. So we have the high accuracy, good speed, allowing us to go faster. Crit damage, amulet, allowing us to get more of a punch. Ways that make it so that you can get more punch is increasing your crit rate to 100% or whatever the skill allows you to get. or the skills of that champion, and defense, or whatever what this champion is proportional to on their skills. So this one, the higher the defense, the more damage. So we're going to look for damage, and crit rate. Well, for amulet, we're going for crit damage to make it so that we can get the largest pack and punch capable. Next, we went for a ring amulet consistent of HP, allowing his health to go up and general sustain capability. Next, we're going for his main body of accessories, we just went through accessories. Now his main artifacts. We have lifesteal. With it, we are going for speed boots to get him so he can get faster and get more chances to get hits in. Next, we are going for the main stat of defense percentage. You can go a plane, but preferably the further you're on, you're more likely to want a defensive percent. Next, I went with the lifesteal crit rate. Crit rate allowing you to get higher and more chances of getting crit on an attack. Now we have the shield, defensive. Helmet will be HP, and then attack is, attack. Or weapon is attack, sorry. With it, we are wanting the stats. We're going to go to the general stats. We are looking for about 35 to 40,000 HP. I'm a little low. I'm hoping to increase that. But we would want large amount of defense, preferably more than I've got. But when gearing up a champion, first thing we're looking for is 220 accuracy. So we're wanting to build that accuracy as high as possible to get it so that we can land those debuffs. Next, we're going to be looking at speed. Speed of a Tayrel, we want between 170 and 190 speed. So allowing him to cycle through his turns and skills to get the most effectiveness out of him. Next, we're looking for crit, or ways to get the most damage out of him. So first, we are looking for crit rate. Well, you notice that I have him at 101. You only need 100. Anything more doesn't really matter as long as you got the 100. Then we are looking for crit damage to put the most amount of pack and punch inside and with every single one of his hits. Next, we're looking for whatever his skills are based off of or proportional to, which happen to be defensive. So we went with high defense. I would love to get more and do more with it, but as of right now, I only have that much. So those are all the stats we are looking for. Now I went with lifesteal. Lifesteal provides, it's a four-piece set, heals by 30% of the damage dealt. So with him, we have all the damage capability he can get. And so with as much damage, namely, as he provides, 30% of it will go towards healing him. With it, you may also notice I have a broken set of a cruel and defensive. This is fine. You can have a same set, but it doesn't really matter. If you can get the same, it'll help you with your stats even better. So next, after we talked about the substats, crit rates, or stats, and then the sets that we have on him, we are going to be talking about his masteries. With his masteries, I went with the offensive and support tree. Offensive, we want to go through the crit rate of the one part, or the first part, and then we went through the crit damage. Life Drinker allows you to get more health and healing capabilities in. Heart of Glory, allowing you to do more damage to any bosses or anybody with full HP. Bring It Down, allowing you to hit harder and do more damage to any boss or anyone. And then we have Methodical, increases the damage inflicted by this champion's default skill, so his A1, allowing him to hit harder and stacks across rounds to a total of 10%, allowing him to hit harder. Then last and most important for the offensive is War Master. With it, we have a 60% chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking. This bonus damage is equal to 10% of the target's champion's max HP, or 4% of the target's max HP when it's attacking bosses. This allows you to get even more damage Very crucial when going within clan boss or just dungeons. This is probably one of the best skills or masteries of Tayrel. Next, we want support, going through the accuracy side, getting more accuracy, making sure he's up to the 220, making sure that when he does attack, he's able to place those debuffs and getting a chance to decreasing that turn meter. Make sure when going down the support, getting the sniper, allowing you to increase the chance of those debuffs, and increase 30% chance of extending the duration of any debuff. So with it, we're increasing the chance of more attack. So from a 2-turn, it's a 3-turn, and then anything like that. So that applies to defense or decreased defense and decreased attack. So now that I've talked about his masteries, we are going to now be showing him off in various places within the game. One of those places happens to be dungeons. I think he happens to be one of the greatest in Spider because of his AoE capability of decreased defense. I paired him with enemy max HPs and it'll do really great. With it, hopefully Raid didn't crash, but we're having him place that decreased defense AoE, allowing it so that my Cold Hearts and Royal Guard can do as much damage as capable to them. Now every single one of the spiders, minus a few exceptions, got the decreased defense. Voila, Royal Guard was able to hit hard. Now we're going to have Preemptive Strike that just popped up on Tayrel. The whole Cold Seeker sustainability from my Miscreated Monster. And then the main damage dealers are my Cold Heart and Royal Guard. This is the best plot or spot to show off his abilities because you see that AoE hits many enemies, got all those spiders down, and you're going to be able to see with his A1 that's about to hit, you'll see him place a decrease attack on the main spider. Voila, just popped up. This is a little bit longer of a run, so I'm going to tell you he's really good in this part of the game. I won't let it fully run. It's a little longer than I would hope. But I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful in talking about what types of showing him off in a spider scenario or dungeon scenario, allowing you to see all of his capabilities of doing that decreased attack, decreased defense, and lowering that turn meter that he has done with his A3. So with that said, please go ahead and give this video a like. I hope you're able to give this a subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this content that I've just created, and hopefully you can see future more that I do create. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Goodbye.